probably the most functional part of your physical examination is just evaluating range of motion. And when we evaluate range of motion, we want to do it actively, which is just what the patient's going to do, as well as passively to try to isolate ball and socket versus the ball and socket and shoulder motion. So actively, we're going to have him bring his arms forward flexed, bring your arms up over your head as high as they go. And here he's able to forward flex about 180 degrees. Please bring them back down. We're going to have him bring them up sideways out to the sides, all the way up over his head. So his abduction, again, comes up about 180 degrees, back down. We'll have him put his arms abducted 90 degrees here. So he's now internally rotated, then externally rotate. So he externally rotates about 90 degrees and internally rotates 90 degrees, and then back down. Put your hands down. And I'm going to have you stand up and spin around the other way, if you will, and reach behind your back and slide your thumbs up your spine. This is an active assessment of internal rotation that we can measure from the spinous process. So we would say this young man has about internal rotation to T7, the same on both sides. Back, if you can spin around, please. Sit back. Next thing that we want to do is we've now just evaluated actively his motion, which includes his ball and socket joint and his shoulder blade motion, but we want to try to isolate the ball and socket motion. And to do this, we always have to stabilize the scapula to just see what motion we're getting in the glenohumeral joint. So I'm going to have you rotate a little sideways, if you will. Perfect. And so with the shoulder the scapula stabilized, now I'm going to abduct his arm passively, and I can bring him up to maybe 90 to 100 degrees. The moment I feel his shoulder blade move, that's when I'll say that his true glenohumeral motion is stopped. Forward flexion, same thing, maybe about 120 degrees. With his arm abducted, shoulders stabilized, he has about 45 to 50 degrees of internal rotation. External rotation, maybe 80 to 90 degrees.